Hi guys, I am back with another video. This is going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 9. So, Entertainment Weekly done an interview with Norman Reedus that plays Daryl Dixon on the show. And yeah, so I will link the article in the description below so you guys can go check it out fully. But I want to do the main topic of the article. So, Entertainment Weekly asked certain questions to him, and he goes back. It says, what can we expect to see in the second half of Season 9? Where sees the Whispers now on the scene? They're making their presence by taking down Jesus. What are we going to look for coming up? And then Norman Reedus says, you are going to get into the psychology of who they are, not just Alpha, not just her daughter Lydia, and the whole group, and how the group deal with that. It is complicated and it's very clever. The way that they sort of influence everybody, the threat is different. Different kind of threat for us. As Daryl, he does not want Carol mad at him. You do not want to get spanked. He's just talking about he didn't want Carol to get mad. He was there on a mission that he was put him on, and he wanted, over the middle of all this, by that, and then he keeps talking. And then it talks about, where Daryl's head at. Is he trying to isolate himself? Yet now he's been drawn back to the hilltop, with Henry being there now with a new threat. And this one's a pretty good question, I think. And he says, sort of as I saw him after the horrific thing happened with Rick. He'd been out in the woods looking for Rick's body. He wouldn't give up. That's just who he is. He's like that when Sophia went missing and find out later that she had died. He's just the type of guy that he needs proof. He needs some closure. He needs to figure out. He puts on this mission, like you say, to bring Henry to the hilltop. When he gets there, he is breaking loose. There are knocks on the door, what kind of call out, and no one really stepped up. Like Daryl's like, screw it, I'll do it, and ends up in a situation where he's kind of manning up. And right there, I think what he's talking about is after Jesus has died, and there's Tara and everybody else at the hilltop are not going to step out as a role. And probably this is when Alpha comes to the hilltop, and none of them's not brave enough to get up, and he's just like, screw it. He goes down there and confronts her and see what the hell is going on. And then he talks about, there's another question, he being forced back not only into the part of the community, but once again being the protector. And it always says Daryl's not the type of guy going to build a soapbox and get up and give inspiring speech to a large group of people. That's not who he is. He's just a server. He just listens and figures out a way to cut that distraction in half. He has no bullshit guy. All suddenly of all these things have happened. We lost Jesus. We bring Jesus back. You kind of have a glimpse into the world of the Whispers a little bit throughout this back door. He's trying to figure things out. I mean, there are certain moments in the next two episodes where Daryl did not get into someone's face. He kind of steps back and watches. He waits for a little crack to happen in the dam to get in there and open it up and let those waters out. And it just keeps talking about more of Daryl's point of view. He's just not like what Daryl is. He's not like pretty much a leader like what Rick is, what like Negan is. He don't want to do a big speech. He just wants to figure out on his own and just watches. And it says, and where we got new faces as well. And it just talks about here that storytelling's very interesting. There's no dull moments, and everyone's on hoof, so to speak, as the brand new back 8 is super, super good. And then they asked about how to work with Samantha Moore, that is play as Alpha, and talks about how to work with her, about her character and all that stuff. There's a lot of Daryl and Alpha stuff coming. They're coming from 2 different places. She comes from a place that she got it figured out. She figures out how to survive. The way she figures out how to survive is smart, but it also so dark. Daryl sorts of it is put in the middle of this. He tries to figure out, but when he pushes to come to show, Daryl says, "Let's me go meet this girl." It gets a point where there are mutual respect between them in some weird way. I know you saw the clip that we were put out for future scenes coming up with Lydia saying to Daryl, "You're not like these people. You live outside these walls. You're a wild animal. You get more than anyone." I think Alpha's kind of sees that in Daryl, and Daryl sees it in Alpha. As the progress, you'll get to know that there is mutual respect between the 2 characters. And I think that's what, overall, that's like, if that's going to happen between Daryl and Alpha. And I think that's if you could freight that to another character, that'd be like Rick and Negan's reflecting. They have mutual respect, but they see different between, like, you know what I mean, but it's just, they give her mutual respect, but they see what's point of view, but they don't agree on each other. And then the question says, what is like working with Samantha Morton, aka Alpha, on some of these big things? I gotta say, working with Samantha, she's so good, she's so fun. She comes out like Axl Rose. She squirms in his face, belting out loudest noise. It's great. She's fun. Everybody has their own way being the bad guy. Jeffrey, aka Negan, is so confident with his smile. The governor is very serious. Samantha is kind of have fun being puffed up. She is kind of joy in the middle of being Alpha. She's getting into it, and she comes at you like a snake with a smile on her face. So that's pretty much it. Just keeps on talking more interviews and all that. So yeah. So like I said, I'll link the article in the description below, and you guys can go check it out. Leave your thoughts and opinion about this article. For me, I'm really stoked to see with dynamic between Daryl and Alpha, and yeah. So we're about 2 days away till the mid-season premiere, and I have my prediction will be up tomorrow, so go check that out. I'll link it up in the icon or in the description below. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button below, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.